Welcome to Roll for Seduction's campaign of Fear Itself, Shadows in the Desert. As you may have noticed, we have a guest here who we'll get to in just a sec, but first, those announcement type things. I'm going to go ahead and post a link tree in the chat. Please do click whatever your favorite social media site is on that link and follow us there. I would particularly like to direct your attention to our website, rollforseduction.com, which has the spicy VODs and all sorts of other cool stuff, and to our Discord. We have a wonderful Discord community. We'd love to see you there. And in a moment, we're going to catch up on our documentary crew, because ladies, gentlemen, and others, it's time for a little fucking Fear Itself. Welcome back. Okay, it's been about a month, so as per usual, we're going to do our what's one thing you remember about last session, and we'll introduce our guest star in just a moment, but we won't put you on the spot just yet, Ghosty. So we'll start with, hey, what's one thing, Tessa, that you remember about last session?
We got to find out fully what the buddy looked like.
Yeah.
And we are fully inoculated now.
Yes, you've received your first inoculation. You still have to get a tattoo and then an unknown trial, which Herschel declined to answer. But yeah, the whole team has been full inoculations. You got Kat's character, M. And you got to see the totality of what the Leviathan looks like.
Both intense.
Yeah. Everyone's doing fine. Todd, what's one thing you remember about last session?
I'm gonna cheat and read my notes.
Absolutely. That's what they're there for.
So Violet is dead.
Violet is dead.
Violet was... Who the hell was Violet? She was important.
She was your videographer.
Right. Yeah, so someone of our crew that doesn't have a player character, but is still very important because she, films everything. She's not missing, she is dead. And it's pretty obvious that it's because she was kind of involved with what we were investigating, that we're all getting into.
Yeah, she insulted Henry Ticker. She called him out for sexually harassing Darling.
And now she's dead.
And then she died mysteriously.
Mm-hmm. They say it was a drunk driving. Yeah, and it's not drunk driving.
Yeah. We're about to join us at the banquet. These last few days in character, your guys' characters have been going to the various opening ceremonies for the incoming group of novices at the cult at Atomica. So we join you in the southwestern desert in 2021. It's vaccine summer as the world starts to open up again. You are in the trendy downtown restaurant. It's butted up. It's very close to the saltwater lake, in which you now know the Leviathan hulk just beneath the surface. It was originally an actual practicing slaughterhouse, this restaurant that is now in this trendy downtown area, but not in a couple of decades. Now, it's a very bougie restaurant, and if you get through the velvet rope, which all of you do through your various methods, there is one of the cult lodges behind this restaurant. We join you first. We're going to see you guys first at the banquet. You've just gone through a door through the restaurant, so you can hear sort of restaurant noises behind you, because it's like 7 p.m., so there's an active dinner service going on that side of the wall. And in here, there's a bunch of low velvet couches and old, you're quite sure, Tiffany lamps, like some of the originals. And there's maybe 100 people in this room. It's crowded. You can hear the chatter of conversation. Unfortunately, at the last minute couldn't come. They were feeling their arm really hurt, and they were feeling sort of panicky. So they've opted to stay and have sent the two of you. And Max has stayed behind with them to try to calm them down. It's tough. The camera zooms in on Todd and Darling as you enter into the room, and I'd like to hear what both of you look like. The room is filled with fancily dressed rich people. Most of the like half of them are wearing robes, half of them are wearing just like evening wear. So, Todd, what do you look like as the camera pans in on you stepping into the door?
Todd looks. He's an old guy in a suit. But it's a well-cut, well-tailored suit. It's very plain, just like black,
Yeah.
but with like a white shirt. But it's like immaculate. He looks like he could be in like an Oscars in the red carpet, just accompanying someone else or like being part of the crew of a documentary. Clearly not a superstar himself, but he's there because what he does is really cool. He has like a little blue pocket handkerchief
square?
thingy. Yeah. And very, very small but very fancy, like the thingies here and the one on the tie. I don't know the names for these in English.
Like the cufflinks and the tie clip. They're matching metal, obviously.
They're matching metal. They're just like geometric, but they're very slick. Yeah. And those 100% Gerald got for him for one of their anniversaries.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And he's got like his hair all combed back and like styled. He smells like cologne, like the good cologne, not the cologne. Like you punch me in the nose when you walked in, cologne.
Yeah. It's subtle, well suited to his body chemistry. I'm getting kind of a like aging James Bond vibe.
Yeah.
And I love it deeply.
He wants you to think that is him 100%. He's a little bit more. The moment he opens his mouth, he's not as proper, even though he will try.
But he cuts a magnificent suit. And at his side is Darling. Darling, what is as the camera pans over Darling, what do we see?
So I'm wearing something similar to what I'm actually wearing. I'm wearing like a PVC corset and a gown that is long sleeved with velvet and the cutout and looking very glamorous.
Yeah.
Like it kind of looks like he's there as my assistant because I look like
you look like you're the center of attention, whereas Todd can sink to the background a little bit more easily.
Yes, exactly. I'm trying to be flashy so I can draw attention. Yeah. Like my hair, which is normally in like a bun or a ponytail, is like flowing and glorious, and
yeah,
I got to do a little bit more with my makeup than I normally do on the days where we're filming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Are you Are we arm in arm, or are you just going on your own way?
I imagine us arm in arm.
Yes.
It's like pretend this is the red carpet, darling. It's just
yes, exactly.
Oh, I love that so much. Oh, yes. I think we see Todd leaning over to say that to Darling. And then the doors opening as you are let into this room. The two of you, in your own way, are sort of a microcosm of this whole room. Because there are about half of these people are wearing robes. Most of the people who are wearing robes, they're purple. So the novice version. And the rest are women in beautiful dresses and men in well-fitted suits. This is another one of those social environments that the cult fosters, where it's a very strange mix of people who only have class in common. Like we got a bunch of like Warren Buffett ass looking motherfuckers, like just very old white men. They tend to congregate in clumps, and then you have sort of the nouveau riche. influencers and athletes and various people who have recently joined this upper classes. And the camera pans from the two of you over the crowd, and it's going to pan onto our guest star. Hi, Ghosty. First, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Ghosty. My pronouns are he, they.
Fantastic. We're so happy to have you. And now, as the camera pans over your character, Alex, what does the camera see? What do you look like?
So Alex is about 5'7", with short, scruffy orange hair, kind of like think like Fry from Futurama. He's got like a black turtleneck underneath his suit jacket and some nice black shoes that match his pants.
Yes, beautiful. I love the Futurama reference. That made me get it instantly. Perfect. And this is a new step for your character. A new step, actually, for everybody's character here. So, Todd and Darling, how do you feel that camera's still pausing on you as you open the door? Like, what do we see just beneath whatever polite smiles on top? How do you feel? Todd first. How you doing?
It's a mixture of excitement because holy shit, he finally got an opportunity to wear this suit. He's been saving it for the red carpet, but that's never going to happen. So he's very happy that he gets to be in a fancy setting finally. But also, this is a cult.
Yeah.
Of all the opportunities to wear this had to be the one, really? So that's going on in the surface. Below the surface. I can English today.
Yeah. This was not what you expected.
No.
This was not what you had planned for, but here we are.
No, so he hopes that Darling is the center of attention because if somebody just gets him to talk for more than 2 minutes, he's probably going to say something he shouldn't.
Yep. What about you, Darling?
I feel terrible, but I feel terrible while looking fabulous, and am going to use my social skills tonight to draw attention, kind of schmooze with the old guys, probably make them feel good about themselves a little bit, and then we're going to take those motherfuckers down.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yes. Wonderful. And so this room is with the low velvet couches. It's kind of an antechamber waiting room, and people are slowly filing into the elevator. Which if you remember, you have to file the. There's a captive bolt pistol right in front of it in an acrylic pedestal, and you have to pull the trigger, and it opens the sliding portrait. And then people are getting into the elevator, but it's taking a little while because there's like a fucking 100 of you, and you can only fit like 6 people in an elevator at a time. So as you have a few minutes as people slowly file down, and Alex, you have recently received some information to help you with your goals and a picture. We see this like close up of somebody handing you a pencil sketch of Darling. You recognize the face. What do you do?
How far away is Darling? Can I get it closer without being interrupting anyone?
You definitely can. And you have so there are 2 kinds of skills in this game. There are investigative skills, which are your technical, interpersonal, and academic. And you can use those skills to pursue core clues. And you don't roll dice. You just, if you have the skill and you tell me what you're doing, and you just get the core clue. And right now, your personal mystery, this is your next core clue. So in this case, you're trying to get closer to like see if it's the right person. Yeah. You can either do you want her not to see you?
No, I think I want her to see me.
Okay, then fantastic. Yeah, that you can just walk up and not like immediately interrupt. It's a reasonably big room, and there's like a lot of conversation going on, but it's reached that sort of like buzzing level of conversation where if you speak quietly, you've got kind of an auditory shield. So if you're quiet, the other people in the room won't hear you. The two of them are they've just entered the room, standing next to a couple of the sofas. So you can just walk on over and shoot your shot.
What is your vibe as you approach?
A little awkward.
Okay, but like, like,
Well-meaning,
is it like a flirty vibe, or is it like a I have to talk to you vibe? Like,
there's definitely something up. Like there's a goal in mind, but it's not like
okay.
creepy. It's like, you might have some information that I could use.
Okay. That's fair.
There is also in this room, there is a couple of cubicles with purple velvet drapes drawn across them. Todd and Darling, you would remember, and maybe you would have seen if you'd explored this room before we got to this moment. They have like paintings of the cult and like cult artifacts. So you've got two like somewhat private cubicles if you want to if anyone wants to pull in there and like put a curtain in between you. Yeah, what do you say as you come up, Alex?
A bit of a wait on the elevator, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah. I'm like a little put off just by the fact that like these are all cult members who would probably come up talking about something not that. So I was thinking this was like a cult member, but now I am like, maybe not. So my demeanor kind of opens up a little bit to that, and I like awkwardly laugh a little bit. So
do you want no, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
What brings you here?
Oh, no, initiation stuff. What about you?
We're here shooting a documentary, and this is part of the immersive experience.
Alex definitely seems to ease up a little bit.
Can I get a sense trouble roll from you, Darling?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna spend a point.
Yeah, I like it. You've got tons. You used 2 points earlier today. So this is your third, but you still got tons.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. Assuming
Okay, well, I rolled a 5 plus the 1, so I got a 6.
Yeah, that makes the check. The energy you're getting from this, Alex, how old did you say your character was?
Mid-20s.
Mid-20s. You're getting the impression from this young man that he is harmless, and a little anxious, and out of place.
Okay.
The room seems to fit uneasily on his shoulders.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of like, because I'm still holding on to Todd, so I'm gonna kind of like tug on Todd's arm a little bit. Like, what do you think?
Oh, yeah. Yes, dear. I mean, you'd think they would have installed something a bit roomier if the meetings are going to be this big, but that's not. He's also being very awkward.
I meant about the person.
On the 70s. I like your that whole black getup you've got going on. If you just had some very big plastic rimmed glasses, you would just be straight out of a 70s sitcom somewhere.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
It's a good vibe.
Good vibe. 100% not doodling you.
The crowd starts to thin as various people make their way into the elevator and down. Is there anything you want to do before you go down into the elevator and in deeper into the cult underground?
I would like to check out if any of the big honchos are around. We can see them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
You see Henry Ticker arrives somewhat late, looking confident, and notably absent are the black-robed one of the heirs who you saw not that long ago while greeting the Leviathan for the first time when meeting the provider. Henry Ticker is the highest up person you see.
So the guy that we saw everybody kiss their feet or whatever is not here.
He's not here. No.
Okay.
Tommy Banks,
Right.
who works for the bottling thing, who owns the bottling factory.
Is there a chance he might have already gone into the elevator?
Probably.
Right. That was kind of what I was going for. Like, are the big honchos going in first or last? Butthole is going in last. I kind of like, darling, he's right here. Do you want to get out of his side or do you want to do the opposite? Like, I kind of nudge you towards Henry Ticker.
Should we? You know what? No. Because we should show good faith so that he doesn't know we're onto him. So I'm going to kind of like sweep over to him and go, "Oh, Henry, how's your evening?" Place my hand, my well-manicured hand on his arm.
Yeah. His suit is immaculate and his expression is deplorable. He looks smug. He smiles at you and says, "Oh, darling, it's good to see you. You're dressed very prettily tonight, young lady."
Oh, thank you.
Hope you're not planning to lead anyone on dressed like that.
Oh, I would never.
He chuckles sort of familiarly and pats we see his large hand come to, with like very short but clean nails come to pat your arm. So sorry no one else from your little crew could make it.
Oh, yeah, they're not feeling well. I think that it's a big adjustment to be in the desert.
It does take a certain amount of manly fortitude to withstand the heat. It's understandable.
Yes. Not everyone has that manly fortitude like we do.
He smiles warmly under your praise, his chest puffing out. He turns to Todd and claps you on the back. So sorry to hear about what's her face. Will this impact the timeline of the documentary?
Oh, it shouldn't. I believe we have everything covered, but we will let you know tomorrow when we're able to fully assess everything.
Good.
Right,
good.
Todd?
She's right. Yeah, absolutely. She's right.
The middle-aged white man with a short brown haircut in front of you, Ghosty, who has been talking to the two of them, glares at you briefly in your proximity to Darling, and before snaking his way into the elevator. And I'd like you to make a sense trouble roll, which should be for your very first roll in fear itself. So you're going to take a d6 and roll it, but before you roll it, this is you can spend points in your sense trouble pool to add a modifier to your dice roll. Most times you are trying to hit a difficulty of 4, but sometimes it will be higher or lower, and I will not tell you when that changes. So before you roll, if you would like to, you can spend some of your 8 points in sense trouble to increase your chances of succeeding at this roll.
I'm going to go ahead and spend a point because this guy seems important.
Yeah, love it. He's certainly self-important.
All right, so I got a 2, so does that add a 1 to it?
It does. It adds a 1, which makes it a 3. Unfortunately, you can't get a read on this guy. Is he harmless pompous or a threat? You're not sure. Oh, we've got an animal fact. Fantastic. Beautiful.
I don't know if this
And
is right or wrong for you guys, but it works for both.
it's, no, the first one was correct. You had it.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you for. So yes, we've gotten animal facts. Let me bring up my animal facts.
This is the icebreaker. We're just gonna talk weird shit about animals.
Oh yeah, this is also if anyone wants to add animal facts, we are all 100% allowed to add an animal fact. My starting animal fact is that anglerfish, on which our humbly leviathan has a body part, the female anglerfish are the giant ones with the big lure, and the male anglerfish attach themselves to female anglerfish's bodies and just become basically like an attached body which produces the other gamete, which produces sperm. How wild is that?
And isn't it like most of the body disintegrates until they're just like testicles?
Testicles. Yeah. At which point, like, isn't that death? Isn't that like if just the gametes remain functionally what you have as an all-female species who just like has a somewhat laborious process to get a set of testicles to use?
Yeah. They have like an entire sex just for growing balls, basically.
Yeah.
That's their only purpose.
Yeah.
Like genetically, I need you to be different, but that's it.
But that's it. Yeah.
Not
it's like the closest to asexual reproduction, but while still remaining sexual reproduction.
It's very non-romantic.
Yeah.
Truly femme icons.
Absolutely. The femdom icon we all deserve. Also, they are all carnivorous. And they probably evolved as higher level fish and slowly went down. Which I find fascinating. And the ecological niche, the reason fish go down that deep is that if you can live down there and compete down there, there's just not a lot of, you don't have a lot of other carnivorous competition. It's kind of just you able to survive that deep down under the water.
Yeah, very smart.
Yeah. Yeah. This has been our spooky anglerfish animal facts break. Fucking loving it. Fucking love anglerfish. They're so spooky.
So cute.
Yeah.
Excellent. What the fuck were we doing in game?
We just found out that he does not find Henry creepy.
Yes. You can't get a read on Henry Ticker. He is somewhere in between puffed up, self-important, with nothing else to back it up, or dangerous. Do with that what you will. And you, of course, are less familiar with the cult half of this picture, so you're in kind of a new situation. How does Alex feel in this moment?
Very unsure. This is not the type of environment he's used to being in, that's for sure.
Yeah. It is novel and somewhat terrifying. People continue to file down into the elevator. Do the three of you join?
Yeah, I suppose. I'm trying to get Go for it.
Oh, sorry. I was just clearing my No, I think that we would go over there, but slowly. So we're kind of watching to see who's going in with whom.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit of people watching. I'm trying to get a read of like the clusters. As you said, if anything is like, oh, why is that cheerleader looking lady over with like 7 other old white men? That doesn't seem to add up. I also don't want to think too hard about it, but maybe if I can spot something, maybe see if we can. Maybe if we can spot any of the people that we've interviewed, any of the annoying ones to stay away from, any of the not so annoying ones to like try and get a seat next to. I just want to get a read of like this guy that just came to talk to us.
Yeah. Actually, would you like to make a sense trouble? You can make a sense trouble roll to figure out whether he's dangerous. If you want to figure out more about who he is, you can 100% like maybe use a point in interrogation if you want to ask him some questions.
Do I have interrogation? Is that I do. Sorry.
You do, yeah.
It's always been a while. This character sheet will not stay in my permanent memory.
Feel that.
Sure, I'm gonna try and use my point in interrogation to ask Alex about his impressions because this is like the third ceremony of the whole initiation. Like, so what do you think about the first banquet? That was kind of crazy, wasn't it? Because we had to like
Alex,
escape and stuff.
you were not able to get into any of the earlier ceremonies. And I'm gonna say that by spending a point in interrogation, you find yourself sort of telling, at least not lying in this moment. You're sort of a little startled by Todd's sort of warm, friendly, open demeanor. So yeah, this is the first cult ceremony you've been to. You weren't at the earlier banquet or the
Gotcha.
earlier not cult sacrifice.
Oh, you weren't. Oh, then it's gonna. I hope you didn't eat a lot today. Just it might. Let's say you might need like one of those little cardboard bags that they give you, paper bags in the airplanes.
Oh, like on the airplanes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of an experience.
I'm just gonna. Can I spend a point of preparedness to say that I happen to have a puke bag in my purse?
Oh yeah.
It's technically a preparedness roll, but you may spend that point to augment the roll.
I would like to do a preparedness roll.
You have a chronic, like Darling has a chronic disability. I do believe that she could have like I might puke. So
well,
this
no,
does make sense.
well, and like she has one of those purses that in my mind has everything. Like you need Tylenol, she's got it. You need a tampon, she's got it. Like you need, I don't know, something really fucking obscure, she probably has it.
Yeah. I want a different flavor of Tic Tacs. Oh yeah, I've got 3.
Okay, so I got 3 + 1 is 4.
Yes, you absolutely have one of those like disposable puke bags on hand. You've got like a few actually. They're still wrapped in plastic. Those are, by the way, genuinely good things to bring with you on an airplane. Like IRL, one of my best tips. Fucking bring those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad I don't need
them,
them, but yes.
Yes, which I am. So I just like go through my bag and pull that out and be like, I got you if you need it. Also, you might want to stick close to us. I wouldn't wander off.
Alex kind of takes the bag and holds it a bit close. I think I'll take that advice. Thank you. I appreciate that.
By the way, I'm Todd. Pleasure to meet you. We're part of the documentary crew. Whoa, who are you with?
I'm with myself. To be honest with you, I'm a paranormal investigator.
Oh. Like, are you taking my hand? Like, are we shaking hands?
Yeah, we're shaking hands. Yeah.
Right. When you say
that,
so
like, big when you say that.
Like, stop and just like kind of linger there for like a couple seconds before like letting go. Like, oh, interesting. And I like shoot a look at Darling of like, like a knowing look, like, do you want to recruit this guy? Do you want to interview this guy?
Well, I want to be like, so have you ever listened to, and I'm just gonna like subtly ask if he's ever listened to my podcast.
That's right. You do have a podcast on the supernatural. I will
and like wellness.
Yeah, and wellness and all of the things. Yes.
Wellness.
Absolutely. I don't know, Alex, did you happen to have heard her podcast?
It is a podcast about like health and wellness, supernatural, like how we're connected to the spiritual, and then also like tarot and like Ouija boards and stuff like that. Like very, I don't know.
About Atomica at all? Have you posted about Atomica at all on any of Darling's social media?
Yeah, no, we had an entire podcast about it right before I left, saying that I was going to go and do this documentary, and that I when I got back I would do a follow-up episode.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm gonna say that you would have at least seen this in your researches on Atomica, Alex, whether or not you actually listened to it as a character choice. Um,
Yes, actually, I believe that I caught your episode on Atomica. I thought I recognized you somewhere.
Well, it's nice to meet a fellow curious mind.
Likewise.
Say, would you be opposed to being interviewed?
Not at all.
Doesn't have to say on the record, but I would love to get the opinion of an official investigator on
You should come back to our room
things.
after tonight
Just
if you'd
Sure.
like
Yes,
to
thank
meet the
you.
rest of our group. And
you think
yeah.
you think the Terminators, darling, are gonna have an issue with that? Hope not.
you
Well,
you've spent both of your points in bureaucracy to get them off your back.
Right. See, this
that
is
is
what I
true.
done right. All right, no, they have the night off. We should be fine.
Yeah, and also I think that if we pretended that it was like a weird sex thing, they would probably leave us alone.
100%.
I feel like every time we make things vaguely weird
It's
sex
just
things,
sexy,
they
don't
stop
ask.
looking so closely. Yeah.
It's either that or you say it was poop. Both of these have worked pretty well for you so far.
We gotta
Yeah.
poop and then have an orgy. We'll see you tomorrow.
Priorities.
Sure.
Oh, absolutely. Wonderful. Okay.
We should get
Well,
dressed up. Sorry. Because
go for it.
are there people going into the elevator? Are they all wearing the robes?
About half of the crowd is wearing robes. About half of them are wearing regular clothes, but everyone who's in regular clothes is wearing the pin.
Do we have the pins?
You have both robes and pins. Alex, you have managed to procure both robes and pins as well. So you have a big velvet, big purple velvet robe, which has yes, excellent.
To put it on.
Big, oversized round hood, and it's the hood is wired, so it stands stiffly around their faces, with a short purple fringe coming down, like beaded fringe coming down, which covers the eyes, leaving the mouth and the nose exposed.
I'm going to stay with a pin, but if any of you want to change, I think there are like little cubicles over there.
There are, and you've been to them. There are changing rooms downstairs when you go down through the elevator.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Then I don't know. Do you want to go? It's pretty cool. Do you want to do the honors? You ever shot a gun, son? Well, this is not going to count because it's stuck to the table. But
Yeah.
do you want to do the honors, Alex?
Todd brings you into a cubicle. You see before you. You open this. There's a velvet curtain in front of the cubicle in the room you're in, and you pull the velvet curtain back, and you see a portrait in front of you of a man kneeling in the cloudy water of the salt lake that you're on, or that you're right next to currently. The man is holding a captive bolt pistol to his head. Those are the pistols you use to stun cows before slaughtering. His expression is beatific and raptured. And right next to to that painting, there is like a big acrylic museum case, like when they want to show you a thing in a museum, and in there is a captive bolt pistol. You see the group ahead of you, like opening a lid on top of it to reach down and pull the trigger on the captive bolt pistol in that acrylic stand. You hear the loud pop, and the painting in front of you of the man kneeling in the water goes down, and a set of elevator doors open. The group in front of you gets in, and the three of you, almost the last, or maybe the last people filing through, are in this dark, cozy cubicle. If you don't pull the curtain, you can see the velvet couches and the Tiffany lamps behind you, the painting in front of you, the captive bolt pistol. As the three of you stare at it and decide who presses the button.
I kind of want Alex to do it because it's kind of a cool thing. Also, I don't want to touch it.
That's fair. That's entirely fair. I'll push the button.
I'll do it if he doesn't want to.
We got Alex. Yeah, we see Alex's hand reaching in, the fingers wrapping around the trigger and pulling. Loud noise, and you make your way down into the elevator. The elevator goes down for a little while. It feels like you're going a decent way down into the earth because you are on the first story here, so you're going down underground. And you open up into a big black marble foyer. Black marble with blue streaks through it. You were last here trying to sneak in Cult's business and got really quite fucked up by the jellyfish.
Yeah.
One of those you, Alex, see for the first time. I wonder if this is the first supernatural creature you've seen up close. You've been doing some research into it, but this might be the first one you've seen up close. It's this, 5 feet tall, glowing jellyfish-looking creature, and it's sort of bobbing up and down, floating through the air. It appears harmless, and it is the pulsing green light of it coming out through that transparent jellyfish dome makes you feel sick. And you're going to make a stability test for me. So stability is one of your 2 health metrics. You've got stability and health, and it measures how well you're doing. To make a stability test, you are going to roll a d4. You can, like other rolls, spend points from your stability to try to augment your roll, but you will just have lost those points. So you're measuring how scary and damaging do I think this thing is versus how much stability do I want to spend.
Okay.
DM, I do have a comment.
Yes.
You said D4.
Oh, thank you. D6.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, I didn't know we used those.
Okay.
No,
Thank
we
you.
only
Excellent.
use...
I did not mean... Good, very good catch. Yes.
Otherwise, you'll have really bad rolls all the time.
Not so bad. So roll a d6. The thing you're trying to meet is always a 4. You were always trying to get a 4 or higher for stability tests, and that number does not change.
I did a little Alex doodle.
There's a little you doodle, Alex. It's so cute.
Hold on. Let's see if I can get it.
I love that. Yes. Yeah.
If I'm missing anything, let me know.
I love.
So it's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Right, from Futurama in a black suit.
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
I got a 6.
You got a 6? Ooh, you're fine. You knew what you were facing. You have seen, and you know a lot about Leviathan, actually. So you're calm, you're fine, you're cool. Did you spend any points to get that 6?
No.
Okay, fantastic. You're beautiful. Boxcars, we love this. The Darling and Todd, you make stability tests for a different reason. As
oh dear.
Actually, would Darling make a stability test here? Yeah, I think watching your friend get horribly injured would also be pretty traumatic.
Well, I'm also fucked already currently because I have the time slipping and Leviathan whispers.
Yeah. As time, so so that would make you real sensitive. So yeah, I think a stability test here is appropriate.
I'm gonna spend 2 points.
Yeah.
Why are we rolling for stability? If we've already seen the alien.
The memory, Todd, of the jellyfish's barbed tentacle flying out and hitting you in the chest and ripping out a piece of you flashes through your eyes as you see this monster again.
Yeah, that would make sense. Let me see if
I am imagining that I'm also getting from the premonition of my friends getting ripped apart and stuff is also coming into my mind.
Yeah.
I rolled a 6 and I spent 2 points, so a total of 8.
Oh my god. You're good. You can DBT your way through this. How are you, Todd?
I am pondering because generally Todd has a lot of stability, but I guess we saw some fucked up shit last time.
Yeah, you only have 3 points left. Don't get scared.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna use...
I have some shrink if you, after this...
I have a ton of shrink as well, that we might... Okay.
We can shrink each other.
We can shrink each other. We're gonna pretend this is our red carpet fantasy, and this is the shrinking. Probably. I rolled a 5, so it's 7.
Cool. You have 1 point of stability left. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
some mutual shrinking might be helpful. Okay, so you get down into the Marble Theater. This giant glowing jellyfish bobs between the groups of people. The sound of laughter and conversation fills the room. It's a little bit early. The banquet itself starts at 7, but it's like 6:30 now. Um, and there are from this marble hallway there are a bunch of like cloakrooms where you can change into your cloak. They're color coded. So and the big novices cloakroom where all the purple clad people are coming in and out is quite big and full. If you want to like take a minute there to do shrink, or you can go through. What is the there are also 4 other cloakrooms for people to change. If you want to sneak into there, you can, but I will let you know that as crowded as it is right now, that will be a fairly high, very high sneaking check.
Is sneaking called sneaking, or is it something else?
I think it's
Sneak.
called
Hiding.
Hiding. Oh.
I have a lot in hiding.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
So I think we should pop in there real quick and do a little shrink.
Uh-huh. If anybody asks, just it's a weird sex thing.
Yeah, it's a weird sex thing. It's fine.
It's like that scene in Captain America. Was it Captain America? Yeah, with Black Widow, where they just like, quick, just make out with me. That was the weird strategy.
Yeah, when the sapphic makeup artist and the gay male director tell you that there's weird sex things happening in the closet with just the 2 of them,
in the closet,
you believe them. Like of all the 2 people to get caught, I mean, I guess I'm pansexual, but still,
it's so funny.
That's like just both of y'all's kinks.
Yes.
Yeah. I was more attractive than someone not being interested in me whatsoever to pine after, right? No, don't do that.
We've all been there.
Okay, so I want to use. Is the situation we're in currently stressful because we just did a stability test?
Yeah, I don't think you can get the good rate for shrink. I think it's a 1-to-1 here.
Okay. I'm gonna use 3 shrink on you.
Awesome. I'll do the same to you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Nope. So
wait, actually, can one of those levels of shrink go against my Leviathan Whispers time slipping tally?
Oh, excellent point. We forgot to do that at the top of the episode. You're supposed to do a
roll.
A roll at the we're supposed to do it at the beginning of the episode, but we can slide it here while we're here and you're spending your shrink points. Let me double check that it's a shrink roll.
But yeah, I'm gonna talk, Todd. I'm gonna talk you through breathing exercises and give you some like affirmations and remind you that you're not alone and that no matter what happens, we're gonna get through it together.
Awesome. I'm probably just gonna mirror that on you with like my best late night talk show radio host voice. It's not like a hypnotizing voice, but it's very soft.
Very soothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of voice
absolutely.
you can listen to fall asleep to.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm imagining this taking place like so in the cloakroom. The 3 of you have like gotten into one of the big dressing rooms. It's a very luxurious dressing room. There's like a mirror, and it's big, and there's like a low wooden bench with velvet cushions on top of it. So it's very comfortable, very soft lighting space that the 3 of you hide from the cult temporarily. You both spend those 3 points in shrink, and yes, we should have. I forgot. We should have done this at the top of the episode, but
Should do it now?
Yeah, we may as well do it now. Todd, can you make a shrink test to help Darling remove her shattered condition? We have to do, if you recall, we have to do 3 of. She has to get 3 successful shrink tests without her stability going below 0 to get rid of her current shattered status.
Sure. How do you do a shrink test?
Roll a d6, spend any points from shrink that you would like to spend. The difficulty is 4. This is another one of those rolls where
So
I have a lot
I
of
was
these
thinking
to
you could
spare.
just I was thinking you could take one of the 3 to add to that roll. So I would get 2 stability points, and then you would use the 3rd stability point that you spent to spend on the roll.
The third shrink point.
I have so
Oh,
many of
sorry,
these.
that's what I meant.
I'm gonna give them out like candy. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You still get 3 stabilities, and
Oh,
then I'll spend 2 more to give you
Love it.
another 2. So just the 4.
But you have so many shrink points.
I do. I have so many. I'm the
You can
old
do
guy.
okay. So then you roll, and you're
job.
gonna add 2
Yeah,
to the
you
roll.
You roll and add 2 to the roll. You make a shrink. Perfect. Beautiful. Oh, I'm so glad you added 2. Okay, that is your second successful check, darling. If you make
Yay.
1 more on the next episode, you'll be good again. You'll be fine. Mostly.
This will be fine.
You'll be mechanically fine.
Forever traumatized, mechanically fine.
Mechanically fine. So it's cool. Beautiful. The cloakrooms are busy and bustling. Yours, one of the few quiet rooms, as people make their way in. The door that was locked last time you were here when you were spying is now unlocked and open. And you can see a big open ballroom with wooden floors. And around the ballroom are a bunch of sort of tables and booths and things with various people beginning to fill them up. And at the front of the room, there's a raised stage with a long table, which is very elaborately set with a white tablecloth and very fancy, big, imposing mid-century wooden chairs. There's a big meat hook with a winched from the ceiling hanging over the table.
Is this the same place they were trying? Well, it's the same building that they were trying to do a cow sacrifice last time, right?
Yeah.
Last time being that
It's
couple
the
days
cow
ago.
hook.
It's the cow.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's this again. You can hear you two.
The ritual.
Yeah, you both can hear Todd just say that, oh no, it's this again. And that's Are you It's not my cup of tea, but are you guys good with gore? I hope you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already seen some shit.
Let's get a table that's not in the splash zone, maybe.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, agreed.
The 3 of you make your way over to a table. So you're in a big sort of ballroom with a bunch of tables, mostly at the edges. But there's a group of tables in the splash zone, in front of the stage with the long table and the hook over it. There are a bunch of doors leading out of this room as well, but you can't see what's happening. And you've got let's say 45 minutes until dinner. What would the 3 of you like to do as you wait? This room is reasonably full of other people as well. Yeah.
Are people milling about and talking? Is anyone dancing? What is the
Milling about and talking, yes. Is anyone dancing? I don't think anyone. Yeah, I don't think that's quite the right vibe. There's music playing and people sort
but
of.
it's not ball dancing music.
Yeah, there's people sort of ringing the dance floor, but the atmosphere in the room, it has a lot of sort of nervous, up energy. It's mostly novices. Yeah, anticipation. It's mostly novices down here. So you're not the only people in the room who are kind of new to this. You do see Henry Ticker in his yellow robe now, and 1 or 2 other of yellow robed people. And if you stay here and wait, at the a group of people in black robes will start to slowly file in at the long table. They're mostly chit-chatting now.
I'm gonna lean into Alex and ask him, uh, do you have any of your detection equipment on you? I'm not sure if any are small enough.
Can I like roll to see if I brought something with me, or would that just be like a disadvantage?
Totally make a preparedness roll to see
Okay,
if you
let's do
brought
that.
something with you. You will choose to you can spend any points from preparedness. You have 8 points. If you want to spend some, you can, and then you will roll a d6 to see if you've got anything useful.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna add 2. Let's do 4.
Oh, beautiful! I'm so glad you added 2. Yeah, you have on you a little black gadget, which we'll have to come up with a name for together as a group. A little black gadget with some dials that can detect large, large, powerful magical entities which are messing with the vibrations of the room. You can't tell whether it's good or bad. You can't tell much about it, but you can find supernatural forces which might not be easily available to the eye. You also probably have like you're Snoop, so you also probably have like lockpicking equipment on you.
Mhm.
I think it might be beneficial for us to quietly walk the room hand in hand, me listening over people's conversations, you collecting data, and then we can come back to the table.
Yeah,
And then
sounds good.
Tom, if you keep an eye out and like watch us and see if anybody is looking at us suspiciously, you know,
Yeah, I'll just pretend that
I think this could work.
doodling in my journal. The journal
Yeah.
was on my jacket pocket at all times.
Yep.
Sure. Have fun.
Absolutely. Darling, would you would you maybe like to spend your point in flirting? Because you're doing kind of like a flirty performance here, to see if you can get some particularly hot goss from the crowd?
Oh, I was thinking more of the like
Actually,
hiding, like trying to
okay, you want to
blend
sneak?
in so I
Yeah.
can overhear other people's conversations.
Okay, yeah. If that's the tactic you're taking, yeah, make a roll for me with hiding,
Okay.
and it'll
I'm
cover the.
going I'm spend 3 points.
I love it. You have so many. You can
There's
spend
so
3.
many. I rolled a 6, so I have a 9. I'm
Uh,
sneaky.
no one gets to see you unless you want them to.
Great.
Beautiful. Alex, do you join?
Yes. Let's
Mhm.
see. I also have sneaking points,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go
Yeah.
ahead and also spend 3.
Wonderful. Yeah,
Right,
you also get
this seems important.
Yeah.
yeah, totally worth the point.
So I got a 6, so that's 9.
Oh, you also. The two of you
Nice.
are quiet, skirting the room, and it's not very brightly lit. There's like a lot of cozy, warm lighting over the tables. So if you sort of stick to the shadows, you are unseen. Most of what you hear is petty bullshit. Um, Coco Kearney is loud and present, and you hear her speaking multiple times. This is the Christian TikToker they met earlier. She
Yep.
has volunteered to save all of their souls at this point, I think.
Mhm.
Uh, she boasts of how she knows she's going to work up the ranks very quickly, how she felt she had a personal experience with the provider brought to her, she's sure, through Christ. The Warren Buffett types are less exuberant, but you do catch bits and pieces of their conversation. And oh, can you get something good for your documentary here? Because you guys are looking for exactly that. Yeah.
Ooh, I can take out my phone and record some things.
Yeah. You want to spend that point in photography?
Sure.
And get good quality, like footage and
Yes.
audio?
Let's do it.
Pretend you're taking
Beautiful.
selfies, but you're not taking selfies. It's like the opposite of that meme.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or have it in my phone and looking like I'm texting, but I'm actually taking photos.
Beautiful. Yeah, you spend your point in photography, and this is, let me put this down in my notebook, your second piece.
Oh
Along
yeah.
with you
Um,
last week you got or last time you got the coroner's report on Violet, and you
Mhm.
got and pointing towards some like shady business, and added to your list. I think you get a bunch of very famous people, like both of the Warren Buffett and of the Khloe Kardashian variety, just saying like, "Hi, I'm a cult member. I love being in this cult. Aren't you excited to see the cow slaughtered later?"
Yeah,
Um,
that's the good
they
shit.
Yeah, they chatter excitedly to each other. They're doing a lot of social boasting, and in this room, social boasting looks like, "Oh, I'm higher ranked in this cool cult I'm in. I'm gonna do better."
I'm better at colting than you. Um, okay, so I want to make sure that this is like on the record that I have everything in my phone backed up to multiple online places with varying levels of encryption. Like,
Yes,
okay. And it's like
beautiful.
every 5 minutes. That way, if something happens to my phone.
Yep. I love this. I appreciate this. Also, good job. You have saved yourself making a preparedness roll later, because you have established that this is true.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I will add it to my notes.
I did not set it up for the record. M had to set it up for me because
Yeah.
I only knew how to do Google Drive, and that's not sufficient.
We see a flashback to, I imagine M sort of like chill, but like, oh no, we got to fix this. No,
Mhm.
walking you through. And with that crucial piece of evidence, I think it's a good time to take a 10-ish minute break. So we'll take a 10-minute break and we'll be right back. See you soon, guys. Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and other, to Roll for Seduction's campaign of Fear itself. We rejoin our investigators, sitting, or you've just finished walking around and collecting evidence, Darling and Alex. And so the three of you are at a table, in the shadows, the corners of this room, waiting. The meat hook hangs over the ceremonial table, swinging a little bit in the yellow light. What's the vibe?
well, these guys are doing pretending to just be casual, but actually trying to spy on everyone. I'm just trying to spy on whoever is spying on them.
Mm-hmm.
2 steps ahead. Mental chess.
Hey, Todd, you have a temporary point in bullshit detector.
I do.
Yeah, you're looking for the people who are spying in this instance. Uh, uh, Congratulations, you have found a clue.
Oh.
Because they're so I imagine you guys want to get footage of tonight. If there's going to be another cow being sacrificed, that would be a very good thing to add to your total of your social media campaign, which would give you your third thing.
Yes.
Yeah. And you can totally do that. But Todd, you notice that some of the guests are dead-eyed, and their suits don't fit quite as well, and they are universally like jacked young men.
Oh
And they
no.
sort of You see one taking somebody else's cell phone and as they pull it out for a selfie.
Oh no. Okay, I smell trouble.
So if you want to get film of this, you're gonna need to figure out how to do it quietly, or finagle permission, or find another solution to the problem. But there are guards in this room. The behavior of the crowd is actively being watched. You don't think they're gonna like you filming them sacrificing a cow.
I am gonna walk up to my friends and just like, if Darling is pretending to text like this, like I'm just gonna kind of like put my hand in her hands, like covering the phone, just kind of like, hey, guess what I just found? Like, I found that maybe we need a new approach for tonight because I smell.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't like saying this, but perhaps octopus is on the menu tonight. Wink, wink.
Okay.
The bad kind of octopus.
Yeah.
Was Darling when we had the tentacle guy in the library? I don't actually remember.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm hinting at.
Yeah, I just look at you kind of uncomfortable. And I will
It's a mixture.
Slide my phone into my purse.
Yeah. I like whisper to you, I do have my recorder, but that does not do video.
Once it starts, I might be able to sneak take a video, but we'll see.
Okay.
Like what if I put the phone in my corset and then I just have it facing out?
Wouldn't you just accidentally
like my hands are here and it just looks like my phone is in my boobs. People do that.
People do that. Wouldn't you accidentally like boob type or click something? I'm not very versed.
Try to stay still. I don't know. I've never filmed with my boobs before.
This is coming from someone who accidentally hangs up the call because of the ear that touches the screen all the time.
Oh yeah. That's fair.
I don't.
I mean,
Todd is confused.
I can try to be really, really sneaky.
It's just
that's yeah.
Alex, do you have any ideas how to be super sneaky and get a piece of this to the world without getting in trouble? That is like important.
Block the camera with our bodies, like you and I on each side of her, so that like.
Ooh. So nobody can see that she's filming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they ask us, it's a sex thing.
Is it sex? Yeah, you're just sexting your boyfriend. It's fine. Would it be too wild if, this is just to prepare in case of the worst and they want to arrest us again? Would it be too wild to say that you're just making sure that the photos Henry Ticker asked you to take are good enough?
Yeah. I was personally informed personally allowed by Henry Ticker to take photos and videos.
Okay, good. I was
sorry about it
more as like a sex thing, but that is better.
Oh, well. Am I gonna end up fucking Henry Ticker by the end of this? Like,
I hope not.
I'm not saying I won't, but I'm not gonna like it.
You're not. Listen, the only.
Oh, DM, you're muted.
You are muted on Discord.
I was eating a granola bar, but yes, 100% fucking Henry Ticker is the stability test.
Yeah, it would fucking have to be.
Psychic damage. You take psychic damage from this guy.
Excellent.
Listen, the only
I love a disgusting villain.
the only instance I want to imagine you in bed with this man is if you are doing whatever it is Black Widows do. Like literally.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If that happened, I would definitely be taking his wallet, possibly be taking his life.
Yes, good. And then say that he was drunk driving.
And then say that he was drunk driving.
He was drunk
Somebody
driving. He
put that
starts
on the
into your
quotes page.
yeah.
I do need that attributed to Darling on the quotes page of the Discord. Because it was beautiful and I want it to be memorialized.
Please, yes.
Good. In fact, you see Henry Ticker currently setting the elaborate white tablecloth with these like big, heavy golden plates and gold flatware. It's he's got kind of a butler vibe. He's doing it very formally with very stiff body language, leaning over and placing each fork and each spoon with always the same hand, always the same gesture, this ritualistic component. As he and two other people, both wearing yellow cloaks, neither of whom you recognize, methodically set the table.
We're gonna eat the cow, aren't we?
Probably.
I hope
Are
not.
they gonna cook it?
I don't know. Do you see barbecue equipment anywhere?
No. You do see being wheeled in a white stainless steel table on rollers.
Like a gurney?
Yeah, like a slightly big gurney, yeah.
Okay.
With a variety of implements next to it. There's a bone saw, a scalpel, a knife.
I'm concerned.
Excellent. Everybody make a stability test as Henry Ticker lays out the tools of torture.
Oh boy.
I got 2.
How you doing, darling?
Well, I haven't rolled yet, so I'm going to spend 1 point.
What were you at before this? I want to make sure we both have the same number.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, cool. Yes, I had you at 9, and you're going to spend 1, you said?
Yes.
Fantastic. So you're at 8 now. Todd, would you like to spend any points on this roll?
Oh no! I rolled a 1.
No.
Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. We'll get to you in a second. Todd, you're spending 1 point?
I'm spending 1 point. I got a 4, so it's a 5.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful. Fantastic. You have 3 points of stability left. Alex, would you like to spend any stability points on this roll?
No, I already rolled and I got a 2.
Oh, that's exciting. Cool. Todd, have you rolled as well?
Just told you.
Yes, you got the yes. Fantastic. You were 5, 2, 2, 2.
Yeah. No, I got
under 4.
Oh yeah, I got 2. Yeah.
Yeah. The room seems to waver a little, and the edges of your vision go black as you look at not a standard set of butcher's tools. The scalpel and the bone saw swim in your vision, and you wonder what you're going to see. Please each take 2 points of stability. It's not too bad. You're not watching it happen yet. That might be harder to see. The evening progresses. Okay, so you guys have a plan for how to try to film this. Is there anything you'd like to do before the banquet opens at 7:00? You still have a little bit of time left.
I am gonna do the pocket recorder thing, just like as backup.
Totally.
It might be super muddled, but listen, it's better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of have it. Try to have it like I imagine they're gonna have a spotlight on the cow thingy in the middle of the room, and then the lights are gonna go down. So he's gonna have it in his like lapel pocket, so that the mic can be out and not just like hear clothes rubbing against clothes.
Yeah.
He's gonna do his best.
Wonderful.
That's what I'm doing. It doesn't aid the video, but it's like a little something.
Having backup sound is not a downside. Also, you can hear the close conversation reasonably well, and you'll be able to pick that up on your mic.
Awesome. I am also doing what Alex suggested, that we're like sitting, like Darling is in the middle and we're sitting at her sides, kind of like covering her. Yeah. So that nobody can notice the little phone. Maybe what you could do, Darling, if we're sitting down on the table. I used to do this in high school all the time because I would fall asleep in class. So it's like, put your phone in your purse and just let like a little corner of the camera out. Maybe even take the case out so that it's less bulky and it's just like a black square that nobody can see. So it's like in your purse and not on your tits, so it's like less visible, kind of.
That's fair, but if it's in my purse, it's gonna be low and blocked because there's people around us. So it needs to be high enough to be able to see.
That is
you are at a table, so if you want, you can put your purse on the table. You're you're in like a booth.
Is that high enough?
Yeah.
Is that high enough?
I mean, if you tilt it, it's gonna be pointing that way.
Perfect. Then I will do that. Yeah. As long as we can get the right angle. I would like to spend 3 points in hiding to do that.
Yeah. And in fact, I'm gonna have all of you roll hiding because you are all coordinating on this effort together. 3 points from Darling.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, I'm so glad you spent those 3 points.
So I got a 4. Yeah.
That was good thinking.
Hiding, right? Okay. I'm gonna use 3 because this is not gonna be a flop. And I rolled a 3, so it's a 6.
Oh, good job. Excellent job.
So many.
All right, Alex, would you like to spend any points on this roll?
I'm gonna spend 2.
Love that.
5. I got a 3, so that's 5.
Okay, look at us go.
We're so ninjas.
Okay. The camera makes a slow pan from Darling's face and then around to look at Alex and at Todd, and then swoops between the three of you and like a big close-up shot of the phone in Darling's. Oh, what's your purse look like, Darling?
Okay, so it is a little like black rhinestoned, like a little bit bigger than a clutch, but not, because I still have to have like a million things in it. So it's not a clutch, but it's not my normal super huge bag. It's probably like small backpack sized, but like rectangular.
I'm kind of picturing one of those like vintage night bags that we used to carry in the 50s that held so much shit.
Yes. Yeah, where it doesn't look very big, but there's
you can fit whatever you want. Is it scuffed, well taken care of? A little in between?
It's well taken care of. Yeah, this is definitely one of my like, I bought this as one of the first like really fancy things that I got for myself after becoming like making money as a stripper, where I was like, you know what, I deserve nicer things. And then I went out and got myself some nicer things.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It is in some ways very in keeping with this room, which is so filled with so many nice things. And it suits the general fashion sense, which is very understated. You don't see a lot of logos except on some of the nouveau riche hanging out. None of the Warren Buffett types. It's all very understated. And this like beautifully well kept bag fits aesthetically into that space. It looks very purposeful on the glossy wooden table with the phone just sticking out, staring at the stage. And it is in some ways so out of place because of how Darling got it. Because very few people in this room have had to work like the three of you have had to work.
Mm-hmm.
The lights start to go down around you until the room is almost pitch black. They don't give a shit about ADA compliance. There are none of those little light up strips to like show you to the doorway. On each table, there's a set of like tea lights in bone holders. We see the return of the cow bones and skulls and horns. But aside from that, the only light in the giant ballroom is the floodlight over the pristine white table on the stage in front of you. The room grows not quiet, but the hush, the burble of conversation turns to a hush, a low but constant whispering of excitement and nervousness as the 12 heirs file in and sit down at their seats at the white, pristine tablecloth in front of the golden plates. All of them are dressed as you saw Tommy Banks being dressed. It's an identical uniform for all of them. So it's the black velvet robe with the big round hood, and it's sort of it's wired, that edge of that hood, so it's holds stiff away from their face. And their fringe, unlike yours, that is a black like onyx beaded fringe that goes all the way down to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
They walk in step with the music. You can hear somebody's playing live, but you can't see where they're playing from. Maybe behind the stage. And they sit down in unison at the head of the table. And you guys got fucking amazing hiding rolls. So for now, you're safe, but I'm going to have you repeat those hiding rolls as the evening goes on. Think of this a little bit like rounds of combat, except it's like, how many minutes of footage do you get? As time goes on. One of them stands, the one at the center of the table, and his mic'd voice booms out through the hall. You recognize Tommy Banks's voice, but you can't see him really through the HUD. Welcome, novitiate class of 2021. We are so glad to have you. Now I know we've had a few speed bumps, and the room breaks out into warm, chuckling laughter. But we are here now, and that is what matters. We are here under the protection of the provider, and each and every one of us here is going to succeed. Do you believe me? And the room bellows back, yes, we believe you.
I join in wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Holding up appearances.
Absolutely. Now, as you know, we have to redo that first sacrifice, but I have preserved its meat, and it will be distributed amongst you. And he pauses as a bunch of like young pretty women in waiters' uniforms start streaming into the room from a couple of the doors. They're holding silver platters, and they start to distribute the food amongst the people sitting, eating, the beginning of the banquet. And they are completely glassy-eyed. They move like robots. No one's home. They make Mason look lively.
Does the food look human?
Looks at Darling's skill set. I don't believe you have any way to answer that question.
Darn. Okay.
I believe somebody with outdoor survival might.
They're serving us, right? So like,
yeah, or nature, like some sort of, yeah, they're serving you. Somebody comes to your, and in fact, this is where you guys make another hiding roll as somebody comes to serve you.
I would like to poke the food and just see if it's human, because I do have outdoor survival as well as
to the hiding. You do have outdoor survival, and take
I'm gonna spend 1 on hiding this time.
Okay, lovely.
And I rolled a 5. That was a 6.
Beautiful. You are sneak. You are too sneak.
Snake, 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 snake.
Fantastic, beautiful. Did you spend any points, Todd? Oh, you must have. You got a 7.
Yes.
Yeah, you
I
spent
3.
Excellent, fantastic. And got a 7. You are so sneaky. Alex, what about you?
I'm going to spend 1 point, and I got a 4, so that's 5.
Tell me what the three of you look like. As this woman robotically places the silver, the silver platter down. All of you are eating on silver plates. And begins to serve you what looks like beef.
I'll smile up at her and say thank you.
Yeah,
Her
same.
eyes track over yours blankly.
Are they? Is she part of the same dead-eyed people that were taking phones away before?
She's got the same vibe. She is not one of the same workers. All of them were like big buff bouncer type. Coming from the same source though.
Right. She's got the same kind of glassy-eyed.
No one's there. Yeah.
Street cat.
Kitten. What about you, Alex? What does the camera see as the table gets, or as the plate gets put down?
Alex would do the same, just thank her politely.
Her eyes again track over yours briefly. There's no sign of emotion. She doesn't speak and begins to pull away from the table. And you have outdoor survival, Todd? You do.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's beef. I can't make any promises about anything else, but this appears to be beef.
Is it cooked?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's rare.
And I'll take the smallest piece. Like I'll cut it like with the proper forks and knives that we're meant to be using for this. Well, is anybody else eating it? First of all.
Yes,
can
people
look
are starting
around.
to eat around you.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll put it in my mouth very delicately, just the smallest little corner. Just kind of taste it.
I'll join in.
A close up on both of you, one and then the other of the fork and knife cutting the meat being taken to your mouth. It's good.
It's tasty, but it's like with every bite, my brain is like, there's something wrong with this.
Do I taste any hint of eggs? Well, alkaline water. Okay.
No, you do not get the cloudy water that you know the Leviathan produces in this. No, this is just a very well cooked steak. And the eating of it seems to cover a bit of a transition period on stage, as the waitresses come through, deposit the plates, leave, and you hear movement and scratching and thumping noises on stage. Tommy Banks reaches up and grabs the hook. The meat hook that's dangling over, and walks backstage with it and comes back out. There's this time with 2 other figures. One of them is one of the dead-eyed security guards you saw before, a young man in his maybe early 20s, clean cut, short hair. And he is holding a body, a human-ish figure. You see a human face with a gelatinous green skin growing up over the jaw and tentacles sprouting from the neck, from the chest. They pool down around his body. This one is much worse than the one you saw in the library. The body's legs are smashed and broken, and the tendrils and tentacles weave around them as if they have been slowly pulling the legs apart. It's like the tentacles have grown like mold over the surface of this man, and yet also erupted from within his body cavity. And they are slowly pulling the human body apart. He is somehow alive.
Oh
You see
no.
his lungs inflate and decompress. You can see that each time he breathes, one of the tentacles, which must be reaching up through his ribcage, swells and drops. The tentacles have wrapped themselves around his throat and head, so he cannot move it. But his eyes are sometimes a little lucid, sometimes fogged over in pain, and you can hear, as the room gets quieter and quieter, the gurgling vocalizations that just make their way out of his prized closed jaws. Everybody make a stability test.
Yeah, that's fun.
Oh,
The tracks. Yeah. Little some body horror with dinner, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, you did call it facehugger. When you put that in the chat, I was like, yes, yeah.
I am glad they
Ready.
served dinner before this.
Yeah,
Think.
depending on how you do on these stability rolls, you may be puking. Let's find out.
I'm going to spend 1 point in stability, and I rolled a 4, so that's a 5.
Excellent, glorious.
Surprisingly doing good at this.
Cool. You spent 2 points?
Yes.
Do not get scared, buddy.
Well, this seemed like the most scary thing tonight, so.
Oh, this is
whew.
buddy. Don't get scared.
Hold on to your butt.
I am holding
Alex.
onto my butt. This looks pretty bad.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You're a little in over your head. I'm afraid to say you were not necessarily prepared for this, and you were not having a fun time with it. Again, that sense of your vision going black, and you feel like you feel your stomach start to eat itself. This is the most horrible thing you've ever seen, and you're going to lose 4 points of stability.
That's
of it too.
So you have 2 left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Don't get scared.
Okay.
That's my advice.
Is it the bad shit that starts at 0 or below 0?
-1.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. My biggest critique of this game is genuinely that negative physical effects start at at 0, but negative mental health effects start at -1. And so every time we get there, I'm like, wait, is it?
Right.
Is it? Which one is the -1? Which one is 0? They should make it both the same thing. If I run this again, I will 100% house rule that they're the same numbers so that I can just move on with my life. Anyway, yes, if you get to -1 in stability, bad things start happening. If Darling gets to -1, she resets her timer on Shattered Reality.
Boy. Fun.
Yeah. Which among
I'm hallucinating. It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah, time is going in and out for Darling, like this, roughly this entire time. Like, you're fine for like 20, 30, 40 minutes, and then an eternity passes and you're back and it's the same second and you're fine. I think you've passed all of your stability tests tonight, Darling.
I have, thankfully.
You have. Yeah, so you haven't gotten to see, but the other effect is that stability tests do hit you harder right now. You take more damage than other players on a failed stability test because you're not doing well. And it's easier to keep going down when your mind is already slipping from you. Yeah, but you're fine now, except for Alex, who is not fine. What expression do we see painted on Alex's face as your world grows more unsteady?
Alex's face is just kind of frozen and looks like it's getting colder by the minute, like just kind of like shrinking, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Paler and paler.
You've had quite a lot to deal with. And I imagine it's a little hard not to see your father in these workers. Because certainly neither you nor your father are on the like rich sacrificing a person side. Both of you are on the absolutely destroyed non-humans employee side of this. And the show goes on. He is dragged out, this miraculously still alive tentacle husk of a man. And Tommy Banks reaches down with the meat hook when he's at about the center before reaching into his pocket, pulling out the captive bolt pistol that you recognize from the slaughterhouse, pressing it against this man's temple.
I'm gonna look away. I want to see this.
Yeah, I'm gonna just divert my eyes.
Like,
but I don't want it to be like obvious that I'm looking away.
Just gonna take my glasses off. Just do that.
Yeah.
You're still covered under the last hiding roll you made, so you can. So yes, Darling, covertly. What about you, Alex?
He's gonna try not to look too hard, but he's still kind of like his face moves away from the scene.
Can't bear to look. Can't bear to look away. You hear, all of you, the pop of the captive bolt pistol, and the crunch of bone, and the still breathing body in front of you stops breathing, stutters, the lungs are chanting. His eyes have rolled back up into his head as Tommy Banks leans down and inserts the meat hook into under his shoulder. He reaches up as another one calls down, and this meat hook too goes under the shoulder, piercing underneath the collarbones as the body is lifted up and distributed on the gurney you saw earlier, floating over, not floating, but hanging over that gurney as Tommy Banks begins to cut him piece by piece. The room is silent.
Oh no, so we can just hear the sawing noise?
Yeah.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
He starts by taking off the limbs. Leg, arm. He cuts very carefully the tentacles out of the body cavity. And at the end, you see it's got sort of like root, like pulling up a plant by the roots, but little dark little tendrils which were rooted in amongst the body. When they're cut away, you can see bits of organ and muscle tissue and skin like bound up in them, in the same way that when you pull a plant out of the earth, it takes some dirt with it. And they are laid out on the table. There is blood everywhere. It pools under the table, underneath Tommy Banks's shoes. Good job not getting in the splash zone, because your tables are not amongst the ones where the blood starts to flow off stage and onto the wooden floor.
Yeah, no thanks.
We've got one last hiding roll to make sure you get all of this footage as the dead-eyed waitresses return and take the meat. I think you predicted this, Todd, raw to everyone in the room.
No.
I spent 2 on hiding.
Love that.
You spend all my points in hiding and just hide under the table.
I got a 6.
You want to get under the table, Todd?
No, I mean, yes, but I'm not going to, but I want to.
Okay. I was like, I can't tell if that's a joke. I don't recommend that. Beautiful. Okay, Darling, you spent 2 points in hiding and you got a 5. Todd?
I'm gonna spend my point in. Oh no, hold on. This is hiding. Okay, no, so it's 3 points. We're not fucking this one up.
Oh,
Five,
Face Hugger
3.
cast darkness.
Oh great.
Oh, fantastic! Oh, this is perfect timing. Excellent call, Facehugger. I'm gonna go turn my close my curtains, make it a little darker in here. Oh yeah, this is exactly the right time for lights out. Oh fuck yes, it's even dark in the room in universe.
Sorry, I can't turn off the sun behind me.
No, it's fine. I have advantage on this one because it's 2 a.m.
Yeah, this is kind of as dark as I can get this room. Okay. Oh, that's so much better. My light isn't staring at me. I thank you, Face. Beautiful. Alex, what was your hiding roll, and did you spend any points?
So I'm going to spend 2.
Beautiful.
I got 3, so 5.
Good job. Wonderful. Yeah, you are not spotted. The meat is brought to you.
I don't like it.
It's warm, and you can smell it. And I am so sorry, but we do have one last stability test. As the warm tentacle and human meat is put in front of you, and you smell it, and you can still hear that gargling vocalization that came from him moments before he died. Oh, that's an exciting face from Alex.
I'm gonna spend 2 points.
Darling is going to spend 2 points. Lovely. Love that. Writing that down.
And I rolled a 6.
Good.
So that's an 8.
Beautiful. You're the most stable. This is good. You're gonna be fine.
Fucking gotta try.
What you get, Alex?
I got a 5.
Okay, you're fine. You're good. Todd?
I used my 1 remaining stability point and I got a 6. So I got a 7 in
Beautiful.
total.
You're at 0.
Yeah.
But you're at 0. You have nothing left in you, but you are not yet mad. Wonderful.
Yeah, getting there.
It's unpleasant. With that hiding roll, actually, do you eat it as the people around you?
Can we try to not? This is
You
clearly
wanna
bad.
I'm gonna cut it and move it around my plate.
Yeah.
I ate it.
Absolutely.
And then
and I think with those
some
successful
wine.
hiding rolls, we're going to let you. Actually, I suppose the hiding roll is to get the footage. So you do kind of need a separate hiding roll to the do you get caught not eating it. So we'll take one last hiding roll for that.
Cool. I'll use my last hiding point.
Love that. Oh my god, I didn't. Yeah.
I rolled a 4, so that's a 5.
Beautiful. Todd?
I want to take some as evidence.
Oh, I love that.
So it's take kind of similar, move it around kind of a little bit and just very with one hand on the napkin and one hand just kind of move it to my lips and just immediately wipe myself, but it's staying in the napkin.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a bit of a sleight of hand.
Beautiful.
So I did not actually touch my mouth. It is staying in the napkin. I plan on stealing that napkin.
Okay, beautiful. Then I'll make you have a hiding roll to not get caught. And you want to spend a point in investigative procedure to get this sample out in a useful
Sure.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is gruesome, but it is useful.
It is sure evidence. You do now have video footage and a sample.
Yep. Okay. Okay, I'll use all my hiding points. Then I can't. And I rolled a 1, so it's 4.
Oh.
This is what they were for. It's fine.
This is what they were for. I'm very glad you did that. Yeah, you're out of hiding point?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Fantastic. And you've used your investigative procedure point. You do it. It is, we see the camera, the close-up motion. And then like the camera focusing on Todd's hand in his lap.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just,
The piece of bloody meat in the napkin.
yep. And it's just going in there and getting folded and then going into the the pocket inside the jacket. Sort of.
Yeah.
Most inconspicuous one in case it bleeds.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't bleed.
Oh. Alex, do you eat it?
No,
Do you try to hide that you're not eating it?
no.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh no.
You hear from beside you a low-pitched feminine voice. Do you see him? He's not eating. What does he think he's doing?
Shit.
Doesn't he know that this was given to us by the provider? Someone.
Oh, no.
And she calls over one of the security, like glass-eyed men, who comes up to you, Alex, leans over. He puts his hand on your elbow quite firmly, and says, "Please come with me," and begins to drag you out of your seat.
Negotiation.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, tell me, Todd, what does that look like?
I try to vouch for my very young and scaredy friend because he's very shy in this new environment and he just hasn't had a moment to appreciate the dish in front of us. It's not that he's not eating it, it's that he's just taking his time to appreciate the gift of the provider.
Oh, I love that. You want to spend that point in negotiation to make this work?
Yes.
Wonderful. Beautiful.
Jesus, woman. It's like you don't want to savor the gift.
Coco Kearney draws up behind you, behind the security guard, and says, "Oh, well, I mean, obviously I knew that he was savoring it. It's this guy. He's an idiot. He wasn't listening to me. You can go now."
Of course. I gestured to her seat. I mumbled
No one loves the provider more than I do, you know.
Yeah.
And she goes back and makes a show of savoring every tiny mouthful of tentacle and human flesh. A big smile across her face. A little dribble of blood starts to leak out of her mouth, and in hedonistic glory, she does not wipe it away. She glances ostentatiously over at you every once in a while.
Did we get served any beverages? Because I'll toast to that.
Yes, absolutely.
In fact, right?
Sorry, one more time, darling.
We have wine.
Yes, you 100. In fact, as after the human-ish sacrifice is served out, like a regular dinner starts to come out. There's wine, a nice frise salad, and like a host of decadent foods being laid out on the tables in front of you. And slowly that silence through which you heard only the bone sawing gives way to conversation. The mood is a lot more relaxed, like the sacrifice was a catharsis, and everyone has taken out a big deep breath, and convivial chatter begins to fill the room. It's like you're at a really bougie restaurant.
Do we know if there's anything else planned for the night, or if the rest of the night is
networking? Yeah, you have seen the big show. You guys can absolutely stick around here and accomplish any extra goals you might have while you're here. But yeah, the rest of the night is a beautiful dinner with some there'll be after dinner cocktails. You tell me how long your characters stay there, what they do.
I think it would be wise for us to
leave.
Just wait a little bit, make a show of face so that, we've almost kind of been called out. It would be weird if we just left. It would be conspicuous. Let's not do that. Also, It's a very nice dinner.
That's fair.
Don't eat it if you smell any eggs, but
I'm just gonna like down the whole glass of wine.
it's free. It's free and it's really good. These people do not get stingy on the budget for their dinners.
But
Oh no, this is like $400 at least. That's probably like $3,000 bottle of wine.
Oh yeah.
I think that I want to like make sure we're seen, but then I might like feign illness.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, oh, my constitution. I need to just go back to my room and drink more water.
It's been a complicated couple days. Alex, would you please help me take care of her?
Of course.
Right, we're just gonna excuse yourself.
I'm gonna like kind of like
Yeah.
faint into Alex's arms.
If any of the big honchos show up or like are nearby, I'd just be like super extra thankful for the opportunity to be here.
Yeah.
The food, everything. It was amazing. What an experience. Once in a lifetime. Blah blah blah. Bye.
Yeah, wonderful.
Bowing
yes, I
out the
love
door.
that. Oh, and you have flattery, Todd. Yeah, you can just do this. You can just you do meet several people who are a little like, you're leaving right after dinner. But
I know,
we
it's so
talk for a
rude.
little while.
Yes, you talk.
Yeah, we talk. Yeah.
Before the cocktails, but
yeah.
after dinner, maybe.
Then everybody is just like, you catch some glances, but everyone seems like they've had their ego stroked by you and thus like you. As you make your way out of this horrible banquet.
This is not unlike many of those like film festival banquets that you kind of need to make connections with like the big producers that will actually give you money to do your things. So it feels similar. It's just
Todd has had a lifetime of having to wheedle rich people's egos to get work. Yeah. You get into the elevator, you make your way up to the ground floor, out through the room with the nice low velvet couches, out through the restaurant, which is still busily doing like a late dinner service. It's maybe like 9:00 now. And out into the desert heat. It is dark outside. It is 9:00, but it hasn't been dark for very long because it's summer. And the heat has sort of baked into the roads, into the sand around you, into the car. It's warm as you take the short drive out the like long artificial road pier that goes into the center of the Big Salt Lake. I assume you're going back to Atomica. Yeah, you're going back to your rooms. Yeah. And we see the car driving into Atomica Institute, which is like that in like the hole in a donut right in the center of the lake, and into your rooms. Max, they take you to a very fancy section of Atomica Institute. You probably know that these rooms are like thousands of dollars a night, and they lead you into they open a door into a big room underwater. Oh no, you can't. You probably can't tell that. You would know it's underwater. You would know it's underground, but the curtains are drawn. But there's a big round window, and you're underground, so you're not sure what that window would look out on. But the curtains are drawn currently. It's a very fancy common area. You can see there are 4 doors leading off of it. It's like a living room with a big inset jacuzzi in the center, and a bunch of fancy couches and like marble. It's got kind of an under the sea theme, but like fancy under the sea. As you make your way into the room, what's the vibe? What are we doing?
Relax.
Yeah. Relaxing in here seems to be a thing you have to do willingly and thoroughly because holy shit, this place. I'm gonna look for like a Ziploc bag to put the napkin in.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe freeze it.
Maybe freeze it.
I'm gonna double check the quality of my video and make sure that all of my pictures, videos, and everything are backed up in the appropriate places.
Yeah. it involves rewatching some of the footage, which is maybe not the funnest thing in the entire world, and your brain loses time for a minute as you watch the footage. You see the first cut into the unconscious creature's leg over and over and over. You live in the moment before your brain resets. All of your footage is clean and crisp and in high definition. A human sacrifice, forever immemorialized. You notice, as you're watching the footage back, that the human body still has the remains of a waiter's uniform. You recognize it as the waiter's uniform who work in the front half of the slaughterhouse. You've got it. You've got your second piece of evidence for producing the real documentary.
Well, you said that was our third piece.
Third? It was your third piece. You're right, because you've got the coroner's report.
Yep, and we got 2 tonight.
Yeah, and overheard. You got a lot of famous people saying they were in a cult. The confessions.
Yep.
And then you got the human sacrifice. So yeah, you have 3 of 7.
Well, the frozen meat doesn't count as evidence because we need media. So
I'm gonna throw the frozen meat in mechanically with the human sacrifice. It's just like, look how well evidenced our claim is.
This was not staged. This is real.
Yeah.
We can probably take a few I'll take a few pictures of it. Try to do my best Instagram restaurant thingy of it.
Ooh, I wonder if we could mail it to someone to do like genetic testing on it to show that it is both human and non-human.
I don't know that I would trust the post office here. Or with the fact that it's flesh. That's delicate.
And what if we send one of our trusted members?
One of you can 100% use your like cop talk or interrogation or bureaucracy. One of you can 100% skill your way through that.
Okay. Do you know a lab? Do you know a lab that is not weirdly associated with this? Now I'm paranoid.
Darling, you have appointed investigative procedure and run a true crime podcast. Or like, not you don't run a true crime podcast, but you listen to it. It's part of your...
No, I do listen to true crime podcasts.
Yeah, you listen to a ton of true crime podcasts. I feel like Darling can social engineer her way into a lab using either like investigative procedure and your true crime background, or like negotiation, flirting.
Honestly, even if I had to just go to like a local like college.
Totally. Yeah.
There would probably be someone there that would be down to do some under the table like testing for us.
Oh, you could even give it to the coroner. You made friends with the coroner at the last place, and he's already doing one. And he's like, you got the impression that he was like an honest worker who was pissed about all of the. He'll help you with this.
Well, we could give him part of it. We don't have to give him all of it in case he does confiscate it.
Yeah, just maybe don't tell him what it is in case he also gets drunk driven.
Right. So we can tell him like, hey, this is a weird piece of meat that we got. Can you test it and see what it is?
Please. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alex.
You might have to bat your eyelashes at him.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that would 100% work. Yeah, and we can flash forward briefly to that happening like the next day and mechanically have it in your list of evidences.
I would like to know what. Basically, I want to grill Alex with questions.
Yeah, show him what that looks like.
Well, like showing him around the place and like, hey, this is all the snacks that young people like. So do hot chip.
Hot chip.
Hot chip? I'm more of like a just sandwich person, but hot chip. And just sit down on the couch and maybe try to like lounge around and just paranormal investigator. What? How? Why? What? Fascinating. Tell me about
boy.
yourself. What brings you here? Why here specifically and now? It's like the worst time to be in this place.
Well, let's see. I got interested in the paranormal because my father disappeared last year after coming to this town.
Oh shit, I'm so sorry.
He worked at the, sorry, staring at my notes, the water treatment plants.
Mm-hmm.
And he stopped answering my calls and texts, and I couldn't get a hold of him. So I came here to find him myself.
Damn. Okay. Well, didn't we have like a friend that worked there? Maybe he can check the records. Yeah, like
At the water processing facility. You know
I'm not
things about it.
sure.
I don't think you've got a friend there. That doesn't mean you can't snoop. You can
Right,
totally snoop.
that wasn't our plans, or did we already go there? Everything's muddled up. I need my notes too.
Yeah. We went to the bottling facility.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was no, it
Not
was a
the treatment
slaughterhouse.
plant.
Right, gotcha. No, I'm thinking of Tova, who's an
You
employee
did.
of
You did
the
go to the water treatment
slaughterhouse.
plant. Oh yeah, you did go to the water treatment plant, but you only saw and you saw that there was a door to like a secret smaller area, but you
Oh,
never
is
got
that the one where
behind
we
that
went
door.
outside the building and we
Yes.
saw that there was an area that wasn't accounted for inside, even though they said that was the entire building?
Mm,
No. So you
okay.
know there's something hinky going on there, but you haven't plumbed its depths.
We might be able to go there tomorrow, see if we can find any information.
Yeah. How do you get the feeling that it was paranormal? Did your dad say anything? Did you snoop around the internet? I don't know if there's anything on this town.
Let's see, I'm trying to remember what we established. Sorry, I'm terrible at this.
I'm sorry.
Right? And,
You're doing great.
yeah, you're doing great.
You can make shit up as you go.
And this is a little bit of a character question. You have come to knowledge of the supernatural. I don't know, like, where Alex got that. I would believe, like, started. You got a bunch of like closed doors when you went on official channels. Like the police were giving you nothing. You like if you call like Adult Protective Services, they give you nothing. Everyone just kind of shuts down around Atomica, and you ended up researching more about it. I don't know if you did that on the internet. Maybe you like broke into paranormal investigators are a thing in this world. Maybe you met one and asked them questions. What sounds like an interesting story to tell together.
Let's
How did
say
Alex get here?
he deep dove on the internet because he was finding podcasts like Darlings and just watched a bunch of information to try to get as much info as he could.
Right. And you know that this is not your usual maybe accident and somebody tried to cover it up because they're being cheap on social services or whatever. This was weirder than that.
Yeah, I actually met with a psychic who said that something was going on and that I would meet a powerful ally.
Right. You know what? You can have my notes if you want, because I don't know that you know this, how big the thing you're walking into is. We didn't know up until yesterday. It's so big. Like, literally. Are you okay with, like, deep sea creatures?
Guess I am gonna have to be now.
Yeah, well, just ignore all the love letters to my husband. That's just something I do for fun.
Hmm.
In the notebook, you see page after page of tight, neatly written notes and little scribbles of the cultists and of the Leviathan. And probably a little scribble of you.
Yeah, a little scribble of everybody.
You recognize the Leviathan from the books you have found in esoteric libraries and from what the psychic was able to show you. So you know what you're looking at. You're looking at a doodled small version of that.
Yes, I recognize this. This is. Do I know its name? The Leviathan.
You know it's called the Leviathan.
Okay, yeah, the Leviathan. The psychic told me about this, and from what I found online.
Ah, cool. Because that was It was something to see up close. Well, we didn't see it up close. Kind of. We saw like a tentacle, but so we have a
Close
friend. Should we tell him about Herschel? Darling, do you think?
Not yet. Not yet.
I don't know. I kind of like the kid.
That's fair. You can tell him. I am deeply traumatized at the moment.
That's
still
fair.
having like hallucinations. So
yeah,
right. Well, just don't get mad at me if I
kind of don't trust anything right now because, like, what if he turns out to be a hallucination?
Tell you what, I'll say that and like, and like sense trouble and see now that we've been together through a traumatic experience. Let's see how sus you look now that we're like here in our realm.
Yeah, roll sense trouble.
I'm just gonna roll like plain. Yes, got a 2. This is great.
You can't read him. He seems nice enough, but like, I don't know, a lot of shit here has looked nice on the surface.
He kind of reminds me of the guy that we had as a guide at the beginning that got skewered by a sign.
Yeah.
A lot of people died here.
Yeah.
What the fuck was his name? No, I forgot about it. Michael. He was so adorable.
Oh no.
Must
he
be
was
this
an
curvy
adorable little
hair.
cherub.
Yeah. He yeah. At least he didn't get sacrificed. Weird thing. Okay. So there's this guy that we know, I forgot how. He wants us to help him sort of hunt the Leviathan, kind of like capture it. This guy is not your regular guy, as you might be imagining. This is more like powerful otherworldly entity. Call that what you will. His name's Herschel. He's really nice. He also likes really old-fashioned stuff. It's kind of adorable. He doesn't live on Earth, but we can kind of call him. It's just be at your best physically and mentally before you actually meet him, because it's kind of a roller coaster. But he's nice. You good? I'm feeling like I should sleep for a week myself.
I can sleep for a week.
Okay, because again, I'm so sorry about your dad. I know there's you've seen what they do to like the people working here don't really have the best conditions. The ones that aren't in the cult's clutches are also treated like ass. So
yeah, he wouldn't talk about it, but I know they paid him well.
Maybe
more than most people around here get. A bunch of them got paid like shit.
Yeah, we're trying to put together something to like incite a riot. It's part of. It was both like a favor to one of our friends
so
here.
Maybe your dad's disappearance could be part of that.
Hell yeah. We can totally link it together. Like this is not something new. This has been going on for at least a year.
Yeah.
Probably many more.
Yeah.
Who knows what else has gone missing?
There's so much shit going on. All right. Well, I know. I'm just
The
gonna
night winds on.
vegetate.
Yeah. As the three of you slowly unwind. Congratulations, darling. You did not go below 0 stability. You're in fact doing better than anybody else in the room. Yeah. You're at 3. Still, I think better than anybody else in the room.
Yeah, I'm my time dilation and slippage is apparently keeping me so that I'm not fully understanding the traumatic stuff I'm seeing and therefore not getting as fucked up about it.
Yeah, like if you're disassociating while another trauma happens, you're not home for it to traumatize you that much further. You're not here.
I'm not here.
Yeah. If you pass your test at the beginning of the next session, you will mechanically reset as well. So we'll see that next
Great.
time. And I think we're meeting again next week for Shadows in the Desert.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm
what
very
a pleasure.
excited.
We will see everybody next week. Thank you so much, my wonderful players. I had such a good time telling stories with you. That was lovely. Thank you, guest. It was so lovely to have you, Ghosty. This was
Thank
great.
you. That was really
Yes.
fun.
Thanks
Yes,
for
good.
playing with us.
Yeah. And we will see everyone next week. Okay. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.